Okay, veterans, being reported by Veteran Life. PACT Act in 2026. What's covered now, what's changing, and what veterans still need to know. Let's jump into it. If you face burn pits, Agent Orange, or other toxic hazards during service, 2026 could be the year your benefit changes finally, or your benefits can slip away even more. Nearly 4 years after the PACT Act became law, millions of veterans are still asking, do I qualify now? What's new this year? And did I miss out on the benefits? This law opened access to health care and disability pay for a generation of veterans. But as claims and regulations grow more complex, confusion is as common as exposure itself. Here are the main takeaways for veterans in 2026, what the PACT Act means now, what's covered and what's changing, what is essential to understand before filing or refiling your claim. So let's jump into it. What the PACT Act covers in 2026. Signed into law on August 10th, 2022, the Sergeant First Class Heath Robinson honoring our promise to address Comprehensive Toxins Act, also known as PACT, is the largest expansion of VA healthcare benefits and disability benefits that has happened in decades. So at its core, the law does three things. This act does: expands eligibility for VA health care based on toxic exposure, adds new presumptive conditions for disability compensation, requires VA to screen veterans for toxic exposures as part of a care routine. So if you served in locations or time periods associated with burn pits, airborne hazards, Agent Orange, radiation, or other toxins, the PACT Act may directly affect your benefits in 2026. So we have some expanded VA healthcare eligibility that is already in effect. The PACT Act opened VA healthcare to millions of veterans who were previously ineligible, even if they do not or did not yet have service-connected disability ratings. Although the law originally planned a phased rollout over several years, VA accelerated implementation. As of March 5th, 2024, the VA began rolling out all eligible veterans under the PACT Act. In 2026, what does this mean for you? It means that if you are one who served in post 9/11 combat zones, participated in certain deployments or operations, or if you were exposed to specific environmental hazards, this is for you. Veterans can now apply for VA health care even if they were previously turned away. So that is the pivotal part for us here with the as veterans. So let's go over some new presumptive conditions for burn pits and airborne hazards. Here we go. One of the most powerful changes under the PACT Act is the expansion of presumptive conditions. If a condition is presumptive, the VA automatically assumes it is service connected when a veteran has a disqualifying service without requiring proof of the cause illness, which is very helpful, I'll go ahead and say. Now, for the burn pit and airborne hazards, VA and presumptive services connections for multiple cancers and respiratory illnesses include, so here we go, listen up: brain cancer, head cancer of any type, neck cancer, gastrointestinal cancers, kidney cancers, lymphatic cancers, melanoma, reproductive cancers, respiratory cancers, asthma diagnosed after service, chronic bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, chronic sinusitis, which is, I actually have been diagnosed with that, and pulmonary fibrosis. So it says these presumptions apply to veterans who served in a qualifying location such as Iraq, Afghanistan, and other designated areas during the specific time frames. For veterans in 2026, the key part is that the conditions previously denied may now qualify for VA compensation. So again, make sure you look at this link that I will put in the video, in the description of this video, so you can see if this is for you. Look, the PACT Act also expanded Agent Orange covered in two ways. It added two new presumptive conditions: hypertension, known as high blood pressure, or monocolodempopathy of the undetermined specification, also known as MGUS. It also expanded the list of locations where exposure is presumed beyond Vietnam and the Korea DMZ to include additional sites where the herbicides were used or stored. For many of our aging veterans, these changes mean new claims will remain possible in 2026. Let's go over toxic exposure screening is now standard VA care. The PACT Act requires the VA to screen enrolled veterans for toxic exposure as part of a routine health care, which was implemented in November 2022. So it says the retroactive pay window has closed, but claims are still open. One of our misunderstood aspects of the PACT Act involves retroactive benefits. Veterans who filed a claim or intend to file a claim by August 14, 2023 could potentially receive benefits backdated to August 10, 2022. too. And of course that window has closed, right? And so it says in 2026, the most new PACT Act claims will be paid from the date VA receives the claim. While retroactive pay is now rare, you can still file and receive benefits moving forward. So let's go ahead and go over really quickly what's changed in 2026. So while the PACT Act remains in force, a few shifts matter to veterans this year. PACT Acts are still flooding the VA system. The VA continues to report historically high volumes of disability claims driven in large by the PACT Act filings for toxic exposures. And I have been saying this, veterans, if you think you have been subjected to toxins, please apply. Get everything you're entitled to. You may feel okay today, you may feel okay next year, but some of this stuff lies dormant, and then you end up with a debilitating disease. Next, for veterans, the key takeaway is claims processing remains under heavy demand, and providing complete medical evidence is more important than ever. So make sure you are providing complete medical evidence so your claim is not drawn out any longer than what it normally takes the VA anyway, right? Complete medical evidence and exams matter more than ever, and some claims may still take months to resolve, so we have to keep that in mind. So for veterans and advocates, this means fewer real-time snapshots of how many PACT Act claims are being filed, how many are being decided, and how many backlogs are shifting. So we have a lot of other things here, but the gist of it is this is go up. The veterans need to know more so than ever in 2026. Review the current presumptive condition list. Okay, enroll in VA healthcare if you are eligible. Request a toxin exposure screening. File claims for any qualifying conditions, even if you have been denied before. This is what they're saying. And seek help from accredited VSO claims agents or attorneys if needed. Most of all, veterans should remember that the waiting does not mean you are missing out. While some deadlines have passed, they said the PACT Act's main benefits are still available. So act now if you are eligible. The opportunity remains open. Understanding how to access these benefits is more important than ever for your future. As I stated, you may feel okay today, but that doesn't mean in 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you may have some kind of side effects from being exposed to these toxins, and then you have too many medical things going on to really be stressing about if the VA is going to backdate a claim or not. So I'll put the link to this article in the description of this video. My name is Robin. I am your retired Marine Corps First Sergeant, and I hope to see you in the next video.